Leviticus chapter 6. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, If a soul sin and commit a trespass against the Lord, and lie unto his neighbor in that which was delivered him to keep, or in fellowship, or in a thing taken away by violence, or hath deceived his neighbor, or have found that which was lost and lieth concerning it, and sweareth falsely, in any of all these that a man doeth, sinning therein, then it shall be, because he hath sinned and is guilty, that he shall restore that which he violently took away, or the thing which he hath deceitfully gotten, or that which was delivered him to keep, or the lost thing which we found, or all that about which he hath sworn falsely. He shall even restore it in the principal, and shall add the fifth part more thereto, and give it unto him to whom it appertaineth in the day of his trespass offering. And he shall bring his trespass offering unto the Lord, a ram without blemish out of the flock, with thy estimation, for a trespass offering unto the priest. And the priest shall make an atonement for him before the Lord, and it shall be forgiven him for anything of all that he hath done in trespassing therein. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Command Aaron and his sons, saying, This is the law of the burnt offering. It is the burnt offering because of the burning upon the altar all night unto the morning, and the fire of the altar shall be burning in it. And the priest shall put on his linen garment, and his linen breeches shall he put upon his flesh, and take up the ashes which the fire hath consumed with the burnt offering of the altar, and he shall put them beside the altar. And he shall put off his garments, and put on other garments, and carry forth the ashes without the camp unto a clean place. And the fire upon the altar shall be burning in it. It shall not be put out. And the priest shall burn wood on it every morning, and lay the burnt offering in order upon it, and he shall burn thereon the fat of the peace offerings. The fire shall ever be burning upon the altar, it shall never go out. And this is the law of the meat offering. The sons of Aaron shall offer it before the Lord, before the altar. And he shall take of it his handful of the flour of the meat offering, and of the oil thereof, and all the frankincense which is upon the meat offering, and shall burn it upon the altar for a sweet savour, even the memorial of it unto the Lord. And the remainder thereof shall Aaron and his sons eat. With unleavened bread shall it be eaten in the holy place. In the court of the tabernacle of the congregation they shall eat it. It shall not be baken with leaven. I have given it unto them for their portion of my offerings made by fire. It is most holy, as is the sin offering, and as the trespass offering. All the males among the children of Aaron shall eat of it. It shall be a statute forever in your generations concerning the offering of the Lord made by fire. Every one that toucheth them shall be holy. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, This is the offering of Aaron and his sons, which they shall offer unto the Lord in the day when he is anointed. The 10th part of an ephah of fine flour for a meat offering perpetual, half of it in the morning, and half thereof at night. In a pan it shall be made with oil, and when it is baken, thou shalt bring it in, and the baken pieces of the meat offering shalt thou offer for a sweet savour unto the Lord. And the priest of his sons that is anointed in his stead shall offer it. It is a statute forever unto the Lord, it shall be wholly burnt. For every meat offering for the priest shall be wholly burnt, it shall not be eaten. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and to his sons, saying, This is the law of the sin offering. In the place where the burnt offering is killed shall the sin offering be killed before the Lord. It is most holy. The priest that offereth it for sin shall eat it. In the holy place shall it be eaten, in the court of the tabernacle of the congregation. Whatsoever shall touch the flesh thereof shall be holy, and when there is sprinkled of the blood thereof upon any garment, thou shalt wash that whereon it was sprinkled in the holy place. But the earthen vessel wherein it is sodden shall be broken. And if it be sodden in a brazen pot, it shall be both scoured and rinsed in water. All the males among the priests shall eat thereof. It is most holy. And no sin offering whereof any of the blood is brought into the tabernacle of the congregation to reconcile withal in the holy place shall be eaten. It shall be burnt in the fire. Here we see a list of some of the sins that now in the previous chapter we had sins of omission. These are things that happen to people that they might not have been aware of. being contaminated with something happening that they didn't understand. But here we have a list of things. If you lie about your neighbor, if you deceive your neighbor, you found something that was lost and you lied about it, you swore falsely, you did whatever, then all of these things required an offering, a trespass offering, because you had committed a sin. Not only were you as an individual potentially sinful, you had committed a specific sin, and specific sins required specific sacrifices. On top of which, it says in verse 5, you shall not only restore the principal, so you not only had to give back whatever you had taken, or make right whatever you had taken advantage of, or deceived people in, or whatever, you had to add a fifth part more and give it to the person to whom it pertained, whose it was, by right, in the day that you gave your trespass offering. You couldn't put it off. So, and it says in verse 6 that and he shall bring his trespass offering to the Lord, a ram without blemish out of the flock. Oh my stars. What an incredible challenge that would have been to some people, because the ram of your flock would have been the most cherished animal, because from this fabulous ram that was without blemish, that was big and strong and healthy, would come all of the big and healthy lambs that you would have to have, and from the big and healthy lambs would come all the ewes and all the profit and all the meat and everything. And so if because you lied or stole or took advantage of somebody, you had to sacrifice your flock ram, on which hopefully all of the future good of your flock would come, boy, that was a big deal. This was no minor thing. And to have to add a fifth on top of whatever you did, on top of paying everything back, this was it. This was big time stuff. And these people had to have it. And it talks about even handling the ashes. The priest had to put on the special garments that they had, take the ashes out of the altar, and then, by the way, the altar had to be burning. We find out that all of this, everything we're reading so far, is basically the indication of what's coming. This is the manual for training the priests out of, and how they're going to apply the lessons and who to and what they're going to do. This is their training manual. They don't even have a fire started yet. The fire isn't there until actually chapter 9, where the Lord creates the fire. But they get instructions that there's going to be a fire burning on this altar 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and it's never going to go out. And there's two amazing things about that. God starts the fire in the altar. Their job is to keep it going as symbolic of the covenant of God, covenant they have with God. And the other thing is, think about this. These people are living in a desert. Now they're eating manna. So fortunately, they don't require cooking wood in order to make bread. But they have to have wood for this fire 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. You're living in a desert, in a country that doesn't have billions of trees on it. Somebody's got to go get that wood. These are major commitments these people have to make in order to have that. The fire shall ever be burning on the altar in verse 13. So this is the training manual for it, and it tells you who's going to do what and how they're going to treat it. Even the ashes have to be treated with care. They have to be taken out and put someplace clean. And the priest has got to put on the right clothes in order to take the ashes off of the altar. Then he has to change into other clothes in order to leave the tabernacle with the ashes, to take the ashes out to where they're going to dump them. This is very precise, and it's all got one function. The function is to make these people understand that as children of God, they are holy. As holy people, as a holy nation, which is God wants them to be, which He wants us to be, He wants us to live, and He wanted them to live the very best it was possible for them to live. That was what He wanted. And because they rejected the higher order, they got the lesser one, and now it was their time to live up to it, and it would help instruct them in what they needed to do to look forward to Christ.